Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Cool Man Reviews. And today we're going to continue down the path of the MCU, Phase 1 to be exact, and we're going to talk about the next movie, which is the second one, The Incredible Hulk. That's right, it came out right after Iron Man, and here's what I thought of it. But first, the story. Dr. Bruce Banner is an ordinary doctor who one day when a test is done on him, gamma radiations get inside of him, and this makes him turn, when he's angry, into a green giant monster with uncontrollable rage. He could smash my desk in half. You're right, it's the person that's in the very title of this movie, the Hulk. And so in the beginning of the movie, we see that Dr. Bruce Banner is away, trying to control his rage. And he gets in touch with a guy who says that he has a way that he could maybe come back to normal. And so he goes out to find him. And on the way, he meets a girl that he used to have a crush on. And they have a little romance together. So, let's talk about the movie as a whole. The CGI. It looks great on the Hulk and Abomination alike. It could probably be done even better now, but for the time when this came out in 2008, I think that this is pretty darn decent. And secondly, the romance between Edward Norton's Dr. Bruce Banner / Incredible Hulk, and Betty Ross, the daughter of General Thunderbolt Ross, actually has its moments of sweetness. I will get back to why I said some moments of sweetness instead of it was perfect. And also, it had some fun action scenes. Especially the scene in the beginning. Surprisingly, it's not even a Hulk scene. It's a Bruce Banner scene. And he's running away from men that are shooting at him. That was actually fun to watch because it was very simple. It was very on the edge of your seat. Because you know the Hulk is going to live, but you don't know about Bruce Banner. And lastly, I really liked how they did the opening. They did the opening in a way that it gives you all the backstory you need in a very condensed time. So it's not another origin story. You know what the story is because of that beginning. You see, the test. You see, he turns into the Hulk. He does something bad. General Thunderbolt Ross sees it and wants him dead. Simple. I love it when movies do that because every new superhero does not need an origin story. Maybe, yes, definitely if it's a character that not a lot of people know about. But if it's the Hulk and he's pretty darn popular, you don't need an origin story for him. Kind of like you don't need one for Batman or Spider-Man. But now let's get into the bad, because this is not as good as Iron Man. Unlike Iron Man, this movie is very bland. Typical guy has a power, doesn't want to use it because he's scared of what it can do, so he tries to contain it and he tries to get rid of it. Typical. And the characters are pretty darn typical. Like the villain, I forget what his real name is. All I remember is that he's Abomination, another version of the Hulk, which kind of reminded me of Obadiah from Iron Man, creating the evil being evil in the Iron Man suit, and you had the good guy fighting him. Good guy, I mean Tony Stark, Iron Man. You had the bad guy, Abomination, a big creature fighting the Hulk, another big creature. I found that to be kind of uncreative because we just saw that in Iron Man. But enough about him. Let's move on to the other not interesting characters. General Thunderbolt Ross. He's the typical, oh, we have to stop him. Oh, he's bad. Oh, and he even looks like him. If you look him up from this movie, you will know the look. He's got it down to a T. And he is played by William Hurt. And the villain, I forgot to say, is played by one Mr. Tim Roth. And the performance of the love interest by Liv Taylor. She talked like this a lot. Bruce, I love you. Hulk, I love you. Really got uninteresting after a while. So, yeah. And the ending action scene really was not interesting. It was just another fight in the streets. Yeah, and you've got these two creatures that can't talk. So, you literally have these two guys fighting, and they can't even exchange witty quips. They can't even talk or intimidate each other, really. Or if they can talk, it's very simple words like, I believe Abomination says something. And I remember the Hulk says, Hulk, smash! But if you're going to have such a generic action scene, at least make it more at least have it be more interesting with the dialogue and stuff like that, please. So at the end of the day, how do I feel about this movie? Very middle of the road, B-, C+. Because it's in the MCU and they have not made a terrible movie yet. This isn't god-awful, but yet it does not compare to even Iron Man. So that was my Cool Man reviews for this week. Next time I will be back with my review of another movie in Phase 1,